this nation, unfortunately, is not run along the path of a national vision, a national plan, and a national policy. What runs this country 4 years after 4 years is party manifesto. And you can't run a nation based on party manifesto. There should be a plan. Once we have a national vision, this is where we want to take our country to in the next 50 years, 100 years, 20 years. Then, from the vision, we carve a plan. And from the plan, we have a policy. So that it is not, say, NDC or MPP that comes and defines what the nation should have or do or think. The plan, the vision, the plan, the policies are there. When you come, you have to formulate or create your manifesto out of the national vision, out of the national plan and the national vision, so that it doesn't matter the party which is in power. We know where we are heading to. And that is what the UK, the US, and other advanced countries are doing. So it is not for a political party to come and then rubbish everything the other party did and restart the whole development process as if Ghana has now won independence. And that's what we have done over the past 64 years, and our country is where it is. Because Party A comes and that's what it thinks is right. Party B comes and thinks that is not the way to go. Meanwhile, national resources, national assets have been invested in these projects or programs. And at the end of the day, everything goes down the drain. And the Ghanaian is left poorer and impoverished. And no one seems to care. So no one, in my estimation, can convince us as Ghanaians that the nation is developing. Because before we can develop, there should be some indicators by which we can measure our progress. And that is only when all of us are looking at the same thing as the Americans have. America first. So it doesn't matter whether you are a teacher, you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, you are a judge, whatever you are doing, you want to put the nation first. Unfortunately for us, is self-seeking and I would say just self-interest. Everyone wants what will benefit him or her, and the nation is left somewhere. So the principles of patriotism and nationalism are basically dead in Ghana. No one cares really much about the country. That's why we build in waterways. We don't care about the future of the children. Politicians spend our monies anyhow because they don't care. So whilst they are destroying our educational system and everything, they go out there to educate their children. They go out there for their health. They go out there to build when our nation is in a deplorable state. So for me, unless we sit down as a nation to carve a national vision, a national plan, and a national policy, we are heading nowhere and we'll end up nowhere. And at least the past 64 years have taught us a lesson that as long as we don't have the national interest at heart, this nation can't and won't develop.
Sir, you made mention of Vision 2020. For me, I don't get that clear because Vision 2020 I don't even understand what it entails. And one thing that I know for sure, if we have a principle as a nation, it should be inculcated in us,
sure,
up to the nursery, so that our education system will develop that in us to grow up with.
Sure.
So that if you are a carpenter, you will know that your carpentry have to contribute to national development. Whichever profession that you are in or operating in, you should know that this is my role to contribute my quota to development. But why is it difficult for us to do that?
Yeah, it is difficult because, as you rightly said, whatever values, whatever principles, whatever ideals, whatever belief system as a nation want to hold on to should be spelled out. It should be clear on paper, and it should be communicated to the people in a language they understand. We don't necessarily have to write it in English and recite it in English. Maybe that would be for students and for those who are literate. But even for those who are not privileged to have gone to school, the illiterate ones, we still have to speak to them in a language they understand. If they are Twi speakers, we should use Twi in explaining the national plan, the national vision, and the national agenda to them. If they speak Ewe, the same must happen. If they are Gan, the same must happen. So that at the end of the day, all of us are focused on one thing. And when we are focused on one thing, all our energies, all our creativity, all our intelligence, everything God has endowed us with will be channeled into that. And when that happens, it will fuel national growth. Because everybody has a role to play. The carpenter, the lawyer, the teacher, the president, the minister, the MP, the DCE, who, in whatever capacity you are, the teacher, the students, even children have a role to play. And when all of us are whipped into line, then we can say that we are driving our national development agenda forward. Again, when these things are taught in school and these values are imbibed by our children, they will grow into responsible adults. They will grow into patriotic citizens. They will grow into nationalistic individuals who want to fight for Ghana, die for Ghana, buy Ghana, live Ghana, think Ghana, and do everything possible.